straight boys been going ham, learning that, you know, they can finesse niggas up out of their money, and they been, you know, getting caught here lately robbing dudes off of Jacked and Grindr and other social media sites. So, hey, check this out. So we got a couple dudes. So I'm gonna just address these two on this video. So we got one named Rashid. So the post says, police searching for Big D Bandit who robbed male and female victims after sex acts. Police report that Rashid Shido Navarro, a 26-year-old suspect standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, contacts victims online primarily via dating platforms and social messaging apps. He is said to use images of himself emphasizing his genital size to manipulate and lure victims into meeting him alone. So y'all be careful out there. These niggas is out here. I've been hearing about this for a while, but it's starting to become even more popular. So my opinion on this specific situation that we don't have video to, but we do got this dude's mugshot. He is definitely a baddie. All right, he already knows that. We already know that how we treat niggas like this. So he didn't figure this out, and he using his looks and his ways to lure people in. I just want y'all to not be fooled by people's looks. Always take the necessary precautions of safety when you linking up with strangers, regardless of how it may seem like so exciting. And trust me, I know, I've done it myself. I've linked up with profiles that didn't even have no face on it, trusting the dude as a DL dude saying that he wanted to link up, but he didn't want to show me his face or whatever. I still took my chances. And I've actually had good experiences with that. So, you know, I think that a lot of us have good experiences because a lot of the dudes do be actually just DL wanting to hook up with a dude, but don't want their identity out. But then you also got to realize that there's these guys on the other side that don't have they're not trying to experiment. They're not trying to mess around. They're not trying to, you know, fuck with a dude. They're just trying to, you know, get over on you, and they're going to use what they got to get what they want. So that's the first one. Now, this one we got more info on. We got video footage and everything. So this one is Atlanta dating app robbery suspect, Randarius Jackson. Now, when I first put up this picture, the first thing I thought, y'all know the story time I just did about the dude that we both had dreads back in 2018, and I turned him out, but then we ended up, getting into it, and he ended up going to jail. This nigga looked just like him, y'all. I'm keeping it 100. Like, I had a double look just to make sure it wasn't him. It ain't him, but he looked just like him. But here's the video footage of him being caught, and he was with a female. Check this out.
Well, a man was arrested after police say he used a popular dating website to rob another man for thousands of dollars.
He met him. Oh, okay. He met him on a dating site.
Okay. But they said they saw him back upstairs. They told me to run that way because he was going. They saw him at the book bag.
I was dispatched to the 10th floor saying that a guest was robbed. This is one of our engineers. So we get up there, and there's a guy in all black and dreads, and he's literally running. He asked to get into a room. I said, procedure for safety is you got to show an ID. He goes, I left my phone there. I said, show us an ID, we'll get you in there.
Well, police say the man held the victim at gunpoint inside his room at the Renaissance Hotel that was near the airport. The suspect sent himself $5,000 from the victim's Cash App account before leaving the area. Police eventually tracked him down at Lenox Square Mall.
All right, before I show the whole arrest, I just want to say my opinion on that. So y'all see the dude that he robbed, the dark-skinned dude with the dreads. He was masculine. He wasn't all extra effeminate or nothing. So we're not going to keep acting like it's just feminine dudes that this is happening to and dudes that are perceived as weaker. They're doing it to any of us now. All right. Another thing I want to point out, they said that the dude robbed him by holding him at gunpoint and having the dude send him $5,000 on Cash App. So that means, y'all, this could be any of us. When we're linking up with these dudes on Jack, Grindr, whatever, and y'all don't know who these niggas is, when they come in, these niggas could literally be strapped up. Do y'all know? Do y'all care? Because what, y'all strapped up too? That's a dangerous situation. So it don't matter if you strapped up or not. It's about who got the motive to bring that motherfucker out and use it. You trying to bust a nut. This nigga trying to get paid, and he on some shiesty shit. This is two totally different mindsets. You don't want to play with this. All right. This is actually the most danger that I feel like we got up on us this close, simply because this is infiltrating our lifestyle. See, they're used to us kind of coming to them, trying to get them. This nigga is on apps. These niggas is on apps fishing for gay dudes specifically just to get them because they think that they think that we weak, vulnerable niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's dummies for some dick, for some ass. Which a lot of times that's the case. So that's why it's important to not be thirsty and not be, you know, super gullible for a nigga that's exciting, because you know you can't usually get them, because this could be the case a lot of the time. I'm gonna tell y'all some game and some perks to get a DL dude to make sure that this doesn't happen, but stay tuned. So with him doing that to that dude like that, he called the police after the dude left, which to me, the only reason why they found this dude is because of cameras footage and shit. Because I'm pretty sure that the dude didn't even tell him what his name was or nothing. So it's just kind of like, yeah. But also, we have a response from the dude, the suspect, the straight dude that set up the dude. So I'm about to read that here in a second as well. But let me continue to play this video.
You got us? Yep. Hey, calm down. Hey, don't.
Tell that lady to calm down. Authorities say the suspect, who was later identified as Deshaun Jackson, faces multiple charges, including armed robbery and aggravated assault. Good work there by the officers.
All right, so first, do you see how there's a female with him while he's out here doing this, y'all? So that means that a lot of females will know that they nigga will use their looks and shit to lure in gay dudes, regardless if the dude is gay or not. And this female will sit up there and support that shit, because, you know, obviously she ain't shit, a gutter rat coming from nothing. But the point is, what I'm saying is that this is bigotry at its finest. These people think that gay dudes are easy licks, and that's the whole reason why they came up with this operation. She obviously doesn't think that the dude is gay. He might not be, but she don't know. She don't know that there might have been a time he went up in there and did do some gay shit and then still got some money or something. Like, you never know. A lot of the times it be a transaction between the gay dude and the straight dude, where the gay dude will offer the straight dude a proposition. He'll take it, and he could just make it look like he going to rob the nigga. He just got some money, but he actually did some gay shit. But see, females don't think that far. They really think that these niggas just be on their shiesty shit. So whatever, ignorance. It is what it is. But she deserves whatever the fuck she get. If the nigga is DL, that's what she get. That's what my point is. You need to be, as women, prioritizing and upholding men who have substance and are giving good things in this community, not just thugs and whatever trying to out here getting it. Y'all have no idea that one thing leads to the next. If a nigga doesn't give a fuck about doing this to innocent people, what do you think he gonna do to you? Like, y'all are ignorant. So we got a response from Rendarius or whatever. He made a status trying to clear his name. This is what he had to say. So he says, to my supporters, I want to start by apologizing for the things circulating around the media. Unfortunately, I was put in a bad situation, but by all means, I'm going to fight to prove my innocence 100. I can't say too much, but I will say and give warning to my other collaborators to keep your head on swivel. The more you go up, the more people are going to be trying to bring you down. I'm a set example of what linking with the wrong person example can do and how deeply it can affect a person and what they work so hard to build. I love you all. Thank you for the love. Like, that was so gaslighty, bro. Then somebody clock it comments and says, but it says you robbed him. LOL, how were you in a bad situation, boo? Then he says, it say allegedly, reading is fundamental. Nigga, please, we can look at you and tell by this picture right here with you holding up your shirt like that, that you knew that you was sexy to niggas and you use that shit to your advantage. Quit playing. All right? So, and then any nigga with nose piercings, eyebrow piercings, lip piercings, any face piercing, I'm automatically thinking you on the DL anyway. Straight up. So, yeah, y'all, be careful, be safe out there. Now, just to give y'all some game on how y'all can prevent this from happening to y'all. When you are somebody like me who's into, you know, more of a masculine dude, DL dudes, whatever, if you get excited about that kind of thing, this is what you want to do to prevent getting robbed or getting hurt or etc. When you are talking to these dudes on these apps, you want to make sure that whenever you link up with them, that it is outside at a public place. Meaning you park down the street. If they not willing to send you, you know, real pictures of themselves and shit like that, or their real number and things like that, you need to make sure that you are, when y'all link up, park down the street, have them meet you outside, so that you can at least see who they are as a person before you just go up into seclusion and into a room or into a house with them. One, that I have went through. I have met up with a DL guy before, and his thing was, you know, he actually wanted to meet me outside. So, you know, it made it safer, but, you know, I couldn't see his face or nothing. So this is just, you know, how they get down. You know, sometimes you'll meet up with them, they will have a what's name over their face. So you can't really see their whole face. All you can see is their eyes or something. Like, that happens, you know. So if that's the case, any of this is the case, you meet them in a public place first. And I would recommend that you know, have your phone, everything. What's up, babies? Mm-hmm. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just finishing up this video. Okay. So first, let me just say, like, there's no way of alleviating it 100%, simply because you could meet them in a public place, and if their whole motive is just to rob you and they just really evil, they could just take your life and then just go through your pockets. I knew of a dude, I didn't know the dude, but I heard about the situation happening in Kansas City a few years ago where a gay dude was found in his car with the car running still, and they thought that he was asleep in the car or whatever, but it was in the wintertime, so it was like, you know, it wasn't alarming to see somebody might have the car just sitting there running. But basically, when they finally investigated it, dude was in the car, killed. He had been shot with the car running, and the last app that was open on his phone was the Jacked app. And they seen who he was talking to, who he met up with, but because, you know, Jack and Grindr and them, they got that confidentiality thing. I think the police can override it, but just to tell y'all, basically, they didn't know who did it. They didn't know what. So I don't know. I didn't go look back on that case. They might have found the dude, maybe not. But this is just a dangerous lifestyle, period. And a lot of the times it can come down to your luck, being at the right place at the right time, or vice versa. So what it seemed like is that there might not have been too much that he could have did. I'm trying to think, because they still found the dude anyway. So it's good that we've advanced in society to where if somebody do something wrong, like, there's so many cameras everywhere that they gonna find it anyway. But I'm just trying to think, what could this dude have done to prevent himself from being robbed? When you're at gunpoint, it's hard to do. You can't really, that's gotta be so scary. Like, man. Meet up in a pub. So the first thing, so meeting up in a public place is the second thing. The first thing is you'll be able to tell if they want to get down based on the question that they ask and everything. We know how we talk. So if they not asking about your position, see, a DL dude just wants to smash. Don't let no DL dude make you think, oh, they trying to get in a relationship and all that. If they are, you'll find that shit out later. But when it comes to that original meetup, if they not willing to send you no pictures or nothing, go off of that conversation. If they're one wording you, that's a setup or a potential setup. If they're asking you, like, what's your position, how you get down, and, you know, etc., then you'll know, okay, they're actually trying to get down. Learn how to read people's motives and not just go off of because they're entertaining you and because you have never been entertained by somebody like this before that you automatically think that you about to get some. You can tell if a person wants to sleep with you, they're going to act a certain way. They're going to ask certain questions. They're going to be inquisitive about certain things. How I knew that it was safe to link up with that dude that had the shiesty on and everything, and he didn't want me to know his name, his number, or see his real picture before we linked. The reason why I felt safe enough to do it was because he was talking to me about, you know, having sex. You know, it was like, you know, what's your position? I told him I'm a top. He was like, oh yeah, see, I don't do that shit like that, but I'm willing to try it. But if you trying to just smash and you ain't trying to take your time, don't even bother, because I'm not loose or nothing. You know what I'm saying? When he said that, that's when I knew, like, okay, I could go ahead and see what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was really a straight dude, they're not getting ready to deep dive into that. They're not getting ready to act that. These niggas can't act empathetic. These niggas can't act compassionate and all that shit. They're not finna do all that when they're trying to hit a lick. When niggas is trying to hit a lick, you gotta understand, these is people who come from degenerate, low vibrational lifestyle. So they're gonna still function that way when they're talking to you, okay? You'll be able to tell, like, something's off. Like, this nigga wants to link up. He don't even know what my position is. He don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, hold on, something off. Like, he ain't trying to send me no picture. What? Like, wait, what? Like, you need to be able to go off of your instincts in there. If something don't add up, it ain't making sense, and you don't need to do it. All right? Your instincts will help you a lot of times, but you have to be willing to listen to them and not allow your thirst to override them, okay? There's plenty of signs up until this moment, but a lot of people don't care to, you know, recognize them, or they're just too thirsty. So another sign would be if you are acknowledging to him that you don't feel safe because he won't send you a picture and all this other shit, then, and he's not trying to make it to where you're comfortable. If he's trying to just force you to link up on his own terms, that's another sign. Because like I said, they don't have a lot of patience when they're doing this. They're not getting ready to really finesse you that smart. They're going to just send you one word, one sentence messages, see if you go for it. If you don't, you're not an easy lick. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to move around. But when they get to tell that you desperate, you really want this nigga, and it don't matter how I communicate with you, you still responding. I'm being one-worded. I'm being hella, you know, standoffish. You still responding and shit. That's why I said it. A lot of shit starts with self. If you have self-love, a person one-wording you, a person not responding to your questions, acting like they didn't hear or see the message and it's right there, and they gonna act like they didn't see it, they're not gonna respond to it, they just gonna respond to whatever they want to, or they just gonna say whatever they want to. These are all signs that a person either don't respect you or something. It should turn you off. It should make you feel uncomfortable. Like, you don't value what I'm, like, fuck value. You don't care about what I'm talking about. How is you trying to link up and you don't even care about what I'm talking about? You know how we move in this community, so apply that to this shit. If a straight nigga talking to you totally different and it ain't nothing like another nigga do, because the main things we gonna talk about before we linking up, especially with DL dudes, because that's all they're there for is the fuck, is about your position and da-da-da-da, and you know, like sending nudes or something. Like, if they don't have none of that to give, that is a red flag. And every time you link up with these dudes, make sure that you have your phone on with the Find My iPhone or whatever, and all your people got your location on and everything. And yeah, like what homie did, make sure you call the police. Don't play games with these niggas. These niggas do not care. They will take your life. He got out of that pretty good. The dude might not even have bullets in the gun. That's probably why he's still here. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. But if a nigga's willing to go that far to hold you at gunpoint to send him some money, there was a sign before that or two. He just ignored it. All right, 9 times out of 10. So let me know what y'all think about this. Hit them comments up, like this video, and yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace. And stay dangerous out there. Straight up, stay dangerous.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.